What in the world?
You have these thoughts, and your thoughts could be wrong, but I guess we have to think about like the words that we say to ourselves and the words that we say out loud too. So you're saying stuff out loud, you're saying words in your head, and you could be wrong about the stuff that you're saying. So I've really been like questioning a lot of anything that I've been saying, anything that I've been going through, anything that ever came out my mouth could be all just a fallacy. It could all be wrong. It could be me really misinterpreting something that I said, not having the right context, or not even diving deep enough into it. I think one of the problems is like social media kind of have us in this space where we always got to be talking about something new. I was talking to my man today, and I said we struggle in between two areas, and we might struggle in between both. One of them is we either talking and complaining about something that happened in the past, or we talking about what we about to do in the future. So I had two of my homies kind of was in this space. I had one that just complained and complained, and I complained with him. So I'm not talking about nobody. I'm really talking about myself. So complaining is negative, right? It's a thought. It's a negative thought that comes across your mind, right? And it's something that you think about. And your thoughts, let's just say your mind is connected to emotions, right? They tied, they woven together, right? So, and once you complain a lot and you got these emotions tied to it, it feels familiar. It's like yourself. Like when I think about a book that I was like really interested in, it's called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maltz. And it's really about self-image, but your self-image is like your thoughts, your emotions, and stuff that you kind of that you associate and identify with, right? So your outlook on something, the way that you see something, the way that you picture something is a reality, whether it's the truth or not. So it's like I got into a space where I was like complaining a lot, so much that I complained about everything. And if you notice somebody who complains a lot, they complain about everything, right? It's like we always kind of, I heard a saying, and I could be wrong, it's like take time to really smell the roses. We got all of these motivational, inspiring things that come across our feed, social media, whatever, and it's like be grateful for what you have and really think about the blessings that you have. It's not really all that bad, but the flip side of that coin is that people do portray you. Stuff do be going wrong. Stuff do be going bad. Like, we attach to like, we got a desire. Either it's a desire of something that's in the future. Like I said that a guy was like tied to like the future state. And that could be me, right? So it's like, I'm about to do this next year, next week. I'm about to be. So it's like, I went out last night and somebody asked me like, so what you been doing? I was like, I ain't been doing nothing. So they was like, oh, don't tell me that. I know you into something, and I kind of was like I'm trying to get away from like, well, I'm about to start this, and next is this, and next is that. Like it's normal for us to be like that, but I'm like really trying to get out of that because I'm like, I'm tying my mind to a future state and a future goal, and it doesn't exist. It's not. It's never. You're never gonna get there. You're in the current moment. This current moment with me in the lab on this mic, talking to myself to this camera, is the current moment. Like what I got to do after that, then I'll have to do that then. So what's the benefit of me really telling somebody or talking to somebody about what I'm about to do, right? It's like I seen people like talk about a future state almost as if it was their identity. Like if a guy sat down and talked about all these amazing things that he's about to do, that makes him amazing. It's like guys used to be dealership, going to a dealership just to look at cars. You're not about to buy it. You're not talking to nobody at the spot. You just rolling up in there, rolling past there, like, I don't know, man. So it's like you kind of get caught up in these different spaces, right? So it's like, or, I'm feeling some type of way about how I was treated, right? So we talking about, I don't know, like mental health is like a big thing, right? So, and people need therapy, obviously. I'm not an expert on none of this stuff. I just kind of look at things I've been through, things that I'm going through, and trying to reflect on them, and really trying to analyze, like, why am I really doing this? Like, is everything I'm doing tied to success? Is everything I'm doing tied to a money grab at the end of it, right? And people kind of notice that too, because if I could see it in other people, like, they not really real. That's not really them, even though it's them. Like that's wild when you think about it. Like I was telling my man too, I was like, guys really don't know what they want. Like I got a guy and I see what he does. I see what he's doing, but he's picking a field and picking an area that he's getting into just because of the money and because he's seen this dude making money with it. So now he wants to do it, but that's not really him. That's not really what he loves to do. So it's kind of a deadly situation to be in, because now you're not doing what you really love to do because you're chasing something else. So it's like I really sat around a lot of people in different phases because I'm older, right? So I sat around a lot of people in different phases and in different spaces, and I saw where they tripped up at. I saw where we tripped up at. And a lot of it was just a lack of perspective, a lack of like guidance, like trial and error. Trial and error is good. Trial and error is good as long as you don't dwell on it. You learn from it and then you move. Like I got a problem, and I'm not saying this to put myself on a pedestal. I'm not saying this to say that I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying this to say that I was dealing in these areas and struggling in these areas myself. And I've been looking at it the whole time, like being connected to certain individuals or certain situations because I wanted to escape from something or not really focus on my real reality. Because if I don't think about it, if I don't focus on it, then it doesn't exist. So it's like really questioning like this person that I'm around or this situation that I got myself into. Like, am I really true to it? I guess that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I got these cameras. I got this equipment, and then it just sit here because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not in the mood to really record or really have something to say. So I guess I'm saying it to say like I had a feeling in myself to record and just talk my truth, I guess. So I don't know if it makes sense. I feel like a lot of times like my thoughts kind of get jumbled up sometimes, and I'm trying to make a point, but hopefully I'm just trying to make sense of my own situation, my own life as I reflect back. I got a birthday coming up, so I'll be 53 this year. So I'm basically an old man. So the way I think, the way I act, the way I am is like different from everybody else. And this is the trick. Not the trick, but this is the problem that I suffer from. The problem that I suffer from is that I'm in a space where I'm a leader to a lot of people. I inspire people, I motivate people, I educate people, and I gotta be careful in this space. Like I don't even know if I really like it, for real, honestly. You know what I mean? It's like I could be wrong. I could be leading somebody down the wrong route. And not only that, but because I'm 53, because I am who I am, and you're not me, you can never be me. And I can never be you. And I'm trying to instill some principles and some thought processes of how I would roll and how I would do it, because I got success. And is it really success? Is it just success that I feel like it's success? You know, it's tricky. It's like, how am I looking at stuff? I guess the thing is like, how do we look at something? Like I guess I'm thinking like from this point moving forward, anything that I talk about should just be just the truth. Like real black and white. Here's 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 what other people did. I guess, and kind of take me out of the equation instead of talking about my success or whatever. So I kind of was talking to my man again. Me and my man called me up, and we'd be having like some heavy conversations. And really, it could be a podcast, but you know, I guess it's kind of heavy on my mind. I was talking about Kobe Bryant. I was talking about Tiger Woods. I was talking about these individuals that like was like, and because of what they had in themselves, their DNA, they was able to accomplish these great things. And no matter how much you practice and how much hard work you put in, you will never be able to be in a space like Tiger Woods. There's only one. So it's like, why am I trying to be a Tiger Woods when I should just be myself and try to just be, right? Like, not trying to be better, like not trying to do nothing. Like, I was reading this book, and a guy was like sitting on a. The guy said that the guy was sitting on a box, and the guy walked up, and the guy was like, how can I be great or whatever? How can I achieve what you achieve? Something like that. I could be butchering it, right? But the guy was like, well, what's in that box you sitting on? He was like, well, I don't know. He's like, well, look in there. So the bum get off the box. He look in the box, and the box is full of gold. So the guy was like, you already sitting on it. So it's like, you already, and when I thought about that, I always talk about the story of the acre is full of diamonds. If you're not hip to it, look it up. It's called An Acre Full of Diamonds. I might even reference it in one of my videos. I don't know, kind of dig in there and search for it. But it reminded me of that. It was like you already sitting on it. So you're already there. So it's not like, you know, back to like the future state. Like, I'm already there. You're already on it. So it's not like I'm trying to get better this year. I'm trying to do this, it's already there. You're just not realizing that you're there already. And I'm going to talk about one more thing. And I'm not trying to be too long-winded, but keep this short and sweet. We kind of talked about addictions, right? So drug addictions, and I've seen a lot of people struggle in these areas, right? So I kind of talked about polarities, and you know, it's an opposite to everything. So that's the thing too. Like, it's an opposite to everything. So it's not gonna be no happiness without no sadness. Like, it's the polar opposite of that. So if you're getting high, you're gonna have a low. So it's ups and downs to everything. And I think people don't want no lows and no situations that they in. I mean, it's not reality. It's not the truth, right? So it's like, really, what's the truth? And understanding that. So it's no escaping out of this stuff. So what else was we talking about? We was talking about like different phases too. So it's different points. I think like I kind of realized that like you go through different phases and different relationships, and you really should like really ponder on, not ponder, but really embrace that moment of time, because it may pass. So it's like we try to go back to moments of time, like, and we kind of locked into like these thoughts when it was lovely, when it was good, and all of this and that. Like, either take heed to it right now, this moment of time, like Right now, it's peaceful. It's quiet in here. I didn't really eat yet, but I had a nice cup of coffee. It was good. It may be a moment when you're having some issues, like somebody near and dear to me lost their sight. Like, I've seen them, like, brand new car and rolling and doing his thing. And later, I saw him lose, he couldn't see no more. So it's like, when you think about that, like, wow, man, that's like, I'm walking around complaining and I can see. Oh, man. Like, after I saw him, I was like thinking about it, right? And I was like, just looking at stuff. Like really like keep keying in on my senses. Like I was sitting somewhere and it was red carpet. And I was just like thinking like, man, like I could see this red carpet that I'm sitting on. I was like just like looking at stuff. Like even now, like you don't understand. Like I'm trying to help this person like get in the car. And so it's like your sight, just everything, man. It's just I guess like really keying on the little things and be mindful of your current state. Be mindful of the moment right now, like, and try to be in that space. It's difficult to be because your mind is like talking to you. It's a little voice. It's a little voice in your head talking about, it's talking to you either about what you about to do, what you need to do. You're gonna be the man next year, or that's foul what they did to me, and this happened and I can't, or I missed this person and she gone now, he gone now. Like, man, I I'm gonna end on this note. I ain't gonna talk too long, keep this too long winded. But somebody asked this guy that I'll be listening to about like something that happened in the past. He said, and the guy said that the past don't exist. I said, what? It took me back. It took me back. Dude was like, the past don't exist. It's gone. And I was like, man, bro, that's a wild way to looking at something that happened in the past. He's like, I don't ponder on the past. It don't exist. And if you think about it, it don't. It's gone. That's wild. That's heavy. But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. It's your man Jay Working, signing off.